Welcome to the first of our information series that we will be providing to each of the CSIs to help to get the message across of our mission, how we see that affecting the people that we support, how we expect each and every employee to perform in that implementation of the mission. I'm Janet Butler. I'm the CEO of the organization. I have been with Community Systems for 28 years. I truly embrace and believe that the mission is the driving force of our organization and is what we should be doing for the people who trust us to help them in their lives. Community Systems, helping persons with disabilities to find happiness in their own homes, in their personal relationships, and as contributing members of their community. What does this mean, and how do we help people to find happiness? One of the things we first need to understand is, what is happiness? So I think if you look at psychologist Martin Seligman, he has different components to what he thinks happiness is. The first component is pleasure, that ability, that tasting of food, that feels so good, that hot tub on a given day, those times that you feel good, that immediate gratification, feeling good. The second component he looks at is that engagement, when I'm really connected to an activity, I'm part of that activity, I'm engaged, I'm in there, I'm in it, not a bystander out here. Relationships is the next component. He so believes that those social ties, having family relationships, having friends and people who care about you. Happiness, one of the greatest indicators of people happy, is those rewarding relationships. Meaning. Do I have meaning to the activities into my life? Do I belong to something bigger than me? Is it something that's important to me? Is it something that then leads to the fifth component, which is accomplishment? Do I have accomplishments in my life? That feeling that increases my self-esteem, that helps me to feel better about myself because I've done something good, whether it's for myself, for my family, for my community, or for my friends. So how do we step back? And how do we really look at happiness and helping people that we support to find happiness? I think the first step is each and every person that we support has to have a vision of where they really want to be. And each of us develops that vision as we mature. The difference with people that we support is they often have difficulty articulating that vision, and they often don't have the opportunities to have the control and the choice in their life to be able to reach out and reach their dreams. So if I don't have that control, if I don't have those choices, if I'm within a service system that doesn't allow those things for myself, how do I ever get to where I want to be? How do I ever reach my dreams? So one of the first things we have to recognize is, how do we help people to do that? And a good team is a team that will help each and every person that you support to articulate their vision, to find that communication, to help a person to be able to say, this is what I want for my life. This is my dream. This is where I want to be. So if I'm a really good leader and a good team member, one of the things that I am is a really good interpreter. I understand whether the person can talk verbally or with other ways communicate to us. I understand what they're trying to tell me. And I understand what it is that they're trying to get across. And I help them put that together into a vision, into a dream, so that everybody on the team can help that person strive for that dream. So that interpreter role is so, so important. You, the direct support professionals, you, the managers, those folks that are in there with people that we support all the time, know what they're trying to tell us. People will often talk about negative behaviors. Negative behaviors aren't just negative behaviors. They are a way for a person to communicate and to make choices in their life. We need to help them to do that in a more positive way. We need to interpret for them and help figure out what it is that's causing them to communicate that way, and help them to be able to communicate differently, or get rid of that stressor so they don't have to deal with that anymore. But it's really important that we help people to articulate what it is that would make them happy long term, what it is that would help them in their life to really find that happiness, to have a home of their own, to have a place that they're comfortable, they're happy, they're safe, to have people who care about them and that they care about, to have meaning in their community, to participate in their community. We need to focus on that. We need to help them to do that. And how we do that is by articulating that vision, helping them to really understand where they want to go, helping our team to understand that, and then to take that vision and create some meaningful goals for that person, actionable goals. Those goals that we take very, very seriously, that we don't allow anyone to ignore. Because if I've asked you what's important to you, and I don't help you do that, shame on me. But if I respect you, if I care about you enough to want you to find that happiness, then that's something that I'm going to make sure we focus on. And that's me as a good team member, always making sure that that's my priority. Those actionable goals that we are always striving to help that person to meet. We are always reflecting on, looking on, are we doing this well? Are we not doing it well? Are there things we need to change? We were way off base in figuring out what this person wants. Clearly they're telling us that's not what they want. How do we fix that? How do we always look at that? How are we always shooting for the moon? Because in my life, I always want to shoot for the moon. I want my optimum happiness. I want everything I want. I want my bucket list totally conquered. So how do we help everyone we support to achieve that level of happiness and to grow in that way, to feel that achievement, that self-fulfillment, having those opportunities that feed my self-esteem? That needs to be our focus all of the time. We need to make sure that we are truly engaged, that we don't accept second best, because we shouldn't. The folks that are in our organization trust us to do the right thing by them, and we need to make sure we always have that as our top priority. Other things have to happen, but on a day-to-day basis, number one should be, is that person happy? And how do I help them to find that happiness? And how do I not get lost in what I think some direct support people get lost in, day-to-day events that make me happy, that are fun, that I enjoy, that should be part of my day-to-day life. But that's not focusing on that big picture thing, that big, how do I get there to really help develop this person's world, community, their lives, so that they're really happy and that they have that control in the world and that they have those choices. So I have to challenge you that every single day you need to be out there and you need to make sure that you are present. You need to make sure that you have truly internalized this mission, that it is something that you recognize and understand is the key focus of every day that you work at Community Systems. And when you do that, that sense of accomplishment that you're going to feel, that personal happiness and satisfaction, is going to be amazing. But it's also going to be that you are truly going to be helping people that we support to find happiness in their own homes, in their personal relationships, and as contributing members of their community. So go out there, be great, and have fun.